Right. We've got audio again because batteries were empty because I didn't check before starting the stream. Anyway, we're back. Let's see. Oh yeah, audio is okay. Should have some background audio at this moment. Oh, no more repairs and such. Not referring to an Epic game title. Anyway. Let's move the strobe bubbles to the side for a bit. And the background audio is perfectly fine. Let's see. Are people coming in? I think so. Let me share the stream again so people can share the excitement. Right, it works. Hey, Anthony. Mark. Yeah, I'm back. You're back as well. Mark is back as well. And the other Mark is back as well. And Wayne is back. Man, don't you guys have anything to do? Anyway, I'm set up. I've got loads of more repairs here, and some people know. Some people who are in the chat know. Let me. It's no secret, by the way. It's because two of the people in the chat actually are waiting for repairs, which I have here. So I'm going to continue in a second. I can go if you wish. No, of course not. Anthony, come on. Hey, Ben, good evening. Another Ben. Hey, Stuart. Of course. Yeah, we have an avondklok, an evening clock, so we can't go out. We're not allowed on the street at the moment. Oh, well, we have an hour. We have an hour left. So I could go out, try to see if I can find some police live, and then hop back in again. But we're not going to do that. Right. So, what do we have here? What shall I start with? First, let's start with connecting my microphone transmitter. Right. So I can move on. Yeah, Wayne, you're the number one. Although Mark is also very good in handing me stuff to repair. Anyway, let's get to the work disk. Here we are. Hey, I moved something. I'll move it back. We have another Pro 1. Oh, shouldn't show any names. There are not any names shown, so that's good. I don't have any space there left there because I moved all the stuff to repair right around me. I'm not sure what the status of this one is because I sent the guy a replacement already. So this is my own stock now. So the first thing we have to do is to do a quick test then. Let's get to the test corner and move the tape recorder here. We still have the HDMI cable for our HDR display. See what this interface actually does. I think this was dead on arrival, which is odd because, of course, every interface is tested. Let's see what it does. It does boot up. There's a card in and it doesn't do anything. What? Oh, wait. Was this the one where the slot was damaged? There's some damage there. Yeah. Okay. So we have the problem. We have the problem here. And the problem is I'm not sure if I. Oh, that's the wrong one. If I can show. Where's my stream chat? Oh, there it is. I think. What happened here? I don't know. I cannot see the chat. Where's my chat gone? Oh God. It's always the same with the YouTube Studio here. Can I switch in any way so I can find what people are chatting? No, I don't think so. Let's get to the other window then. Right. Right. Okay. So maybe you can see it already. There is a pin bent completely. The top one here. Yeah, I know you are. You're there. So let's open it up. And we have to remove the SD card slot. But the problem is that it's not that easy. Because there's a huge metal cap over the other parts of the SD card slot, and that has to be removed first. So it's going to be a bit tricky, but I've done it before. Alright, so I wonder how that happened. It's only on one side, so okay. Hey Franco! Let's see, anyone else came in or in the meantime? Not yet. Oh, I forgot to share the stream, so I think that's the most important thing of this all. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do that. No booze. I got booze. But a beer. I ran out of beer. I know you might think that I drink a lot of beer, but that's not true. My wife just forgot to get some more, so it's not a big deal. I got other stuff, other booze. All right, let's get to I don't know. Let's get to Spectronet maybe. I'm spamming my own group. That's bad. Putting in spam in your own group. How can you do that? And why is the thumbnail as bad as it is? I don't know. Come on, more. I want to add a post here. Yes. It's just empty. Why is it just empty? Why? Come on. I got a completely empty thumbnail here. That's stupid. Anyway, people understand, I guess. Ben and booze. Why? Why is there a Ben and booze? And I won't drink IPA. I don't like it. Mark, it's the lockdown is after 9 o'clock, is it? Isn't it? Anyway. Why did YouTube select this thumbnail? It's ridiculous. Anyway. And save. Oh, there's a ban on alcohol. Oh, okay, the ban on selling alcohol. Yeah, I don't know. Now, don't know about that, but it's just if you still want to get alcohol, you're just bad on planning, I think. Okay. More fun if the electricity is high voltage. That will be bad, yeah. Okay, so we have to remove the cap first, the top cap, which is hard because it will get hot instantly, because it will pass through all the heat. And there's another problem that is that it's hard to actually remove it from the rest of the SD card slot. So I have to be yeah. So this one is disconnected now. The other one as well. And now the last piece here, as you can see, and the top is off. Come on. Ouch. Okay. Now the next part is all those, what is it, 10 pins or so. And I will not use the heat gun for that. You can see actually it was this pin here that was bent and shorting the rest or something. I don't know. I think the heat gun will help here, but I want to try if this works. I think it should be enough. It's an SMD part, so it should work. Maybe it's not enough heat. Yeah, this will work. I hope I'm not damaging any pads at the moment. Okay, there's some too much solder left here. Let's remove that first. It's only plastic, so it's not connecting to the solder, of course, but it's in the way. Yeah, there it goes. So, that's one empty PCB now. Let's remove all the solder and put back in a working SD card slot. Hey, Peter. Well, my fingers are used to a lot, so that's no problem, but Not to my tongue now. I won't put the soldering iron to my tongue. I'm not that suicidal. Alright. Still too much solder left there, so I have to remove a bit more on one of the pads. And to be honest, I have tried using lead-free solder for these parts, because these are soldered on manually always. Do I know? And the top one is soldered by the reflow oven, but the bottom one is I do manually. But using lead-free solder is quite hard for these small pins. I don't like doing that. So if the pins are too small, lead-free is simply a lot harder than using leaded solder. You can use more flux or so, flux paste. So yeah, flux paste. But this is just a lot easier. Okay, and it's on already. Was not too difficult. Let me check with the magnifier. That's perfect. Okay, well, what do you think, guys? Will it work or will it not? Let's get back to the test corner quickly. There it is. What do we need to talk about? Who's talking about what? Hey Steve, good evening, man. Long time no speak. I think everyone in this group, Franco, is, so you don't have to be ashamed of anything. Okay. Is it booting up? It's not. Why not? Why not? This should work. What is the problem? What is the issue, my dear? Okay, so maybe it shorted something and now it's not working anymore in the CPLD chip, the main one. That could be a cause, but the first thing we can check is, does the underneath SD card slot work? No, it doesn't. That's odd. So I have the feeling some more things are wrong. Maybe it's the SD card, by the way, because I don't know about the SD card. Where did I leave the other one? Got a test one, so where is that one? Let me check. Where's the test card? I think it's in this interface from Ronnie. I put it in here. Let's see if the SD card is just not working. I don't recognize that adapter as well, by the way. So I wonder what happened there. Oh no, it's still not working. So I think the CPLD chip is damaged. Let me check if the SD cards are actually working. This one first, the one that didn't work in the other interface. Yeah, that works here. No problem. So it's not a problem with the SD card. I think the CPLD chip might have been damaged because of the short. I'm just checking again if there is no bad soldering or something. But I'm afraid that we have to remove another CPLD chip. So let's just do that. Shit happens. Okay, let's get back to the work disk. I can imagine that, Mark. But I've got loads of SD cards here. I buy them by the hundreds, so, and they're kind of expensive, but they're getting cheaper every day, so it's not a big deal. I use 16 gigabyte Kingston ones now, and I always try to get a discount, of course, at the shop where I buy them. I want them to make a profit, but I like to profit a bit from my bulk purchase as well. And if you want to know, maybe you don't, but I'm going to tell you anyway, all the sales from last night, a couple of thousand euros, were invested again this morning by purchasing more parts. So So I put up ZX HDs and ZX die cards. I don't want to tell this too much because I don't want everyone jumping on it and buy more, because I'm having my hands full already. But my wife helps a lot with the kits, so the Harlequin kits and the die card kits. She helps me out a lot by picking the parts, and I just have to check the amounts for parts. So we have 4 hours looking at all the bags with the parts. The kids help with labeling the bags, by the way, if you are interested. And they don't. They're not doing it against their will, because they get some ByteDelight money. Really, I have ByteDelight money, and with that they can buy anything, loads of things. Of course, they have to get my permission for that, for anything. But my son bought some in-game stuff, so real ByteDelight money. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show that on camera, but anyway, I just did. So let me get to the work desk where it should be. $2 GB, man, how can they include a 2 GB card? Anyway, that was ByteDelight money, Franco. It was my own currency. For my kids, and only for my kids. No one else will use it. And no, you're not allowed to come here and buy something with ByteDelight money. Only my kids are. So that's what they get for helping me out. Sometimes they fold boxes, sometimes they put labels on bags for parts, and they don't do it that often, but if they do, they get something in return for that. I didn't say GameStop now. I don't think. We have what shop is that again? Game Mania, I think is the name. I even have a card for that. It's something like a GameStop, but different in Dutch. Let me show you. Yeah, I have it here. This is my GameStop pass. No, it's a Game Mania pass. I'm showing anything that's no. I don't think there's anything personal in that. So there are some shops in Holland. I think they're closing sooner or later. By the way, the shop that I worked in the past, Paradigit, is closing down all the stores as well in March. So they have 6 left, I think. They have gone bankrupt a couple of years ago, 2017, I think, because the retail is getting worse and worse every day. But it is better at this moment, but mostly for high-end machines, and not everyone is interested in a high-end machine, you know. So it's surprising me that in the US there seem to be a lot more retail shops still open and successful than in Holland. But only maybe one or so, maybe one brand, I don't know. Okay. So we have to flash another CPLD chip in a second at the other side of the room. ByteDelight headquarters. I didn't put it on perfectly, the CPLD. It will work, but it's becoming more work if it's not properly centered, but I will manage. Alright, that's one. It's 2. All right. I'm not sure about game music in the background. Let me put it a bit louder so I can hear what's going on there. Okay, it seems to be alright. The Spectrum Show 101 was uploaded a couple of hours ago. Yeah, those are Chinese flux pens. I like them a lot. Right. Let's get to the other side of the room. First I want to take another close look at the... Where did I leave my magnifier? Oh, here. At the CPLD chip, if everything is connected properly. I think so. Yes. So let me get to the other side for a second. There's a disk in the way here because my wife already started preparing new Harlequin kit sets. And flash. It's not responding. I have to wait. Cannot find any cable, okay. Okay, no reference voltage. Then it's not correctly mounted on the board. It is now. Let's do it again. And now it's doing what it should. I think it's not. I sometimes see boards where the connectors get a bit dirty. Let's do it again. Just a moment. It's not working. I don't know why. Let's oh no, I think it does now. I hope. Oh, stupid software. It crashes. No, get away. Notepad++. I don't need you. So the programmer crashed just a second again. We will get there eventually. Okay. Program failed. Why? It's a bit dirty. Now it is running. 20%. 30. 50. 100. Yeah, it's like Windows. Right, so my best guess is that it will work as it should now. Let's get to the test corner. What is chat doing? Sorry, Ben. USB sounds, yeah, on the other side. Ben, where has your pick and place machine gone? It's behind the ZX Spectrum actually. You can see it now. It's just here. Yeah, okay, I don't have anything to say about that. Let's see, will it work or will it not? Nope, still a problem. Dang it. Okay, just the bottom one. I don't know what it could be now. That's odd. That's pretty odd. What is the problem here? Did I kill a track or something? So maybe I will have to postpone finding the real problem with this interface. For some reason it's still not working. at least that means that the CPLD chip wasn't defective. Let's see if we can measure the connections to the CPLD chip. Maybe a damaged track or something. There's no short. So I don't know what it could be. Should I do some testing quickly? For that I need a schematic on screen. So let's get the schematic up. Let's just do that. Interfaces and add-ons. No, I need Eagle. Give me an Eagle. So I don't do it this often, measuring tracks on a board, but sometimes I like to. Eagle is very slow because it's connecting to Autodesk nowadays. It's really a pain in the ass, but anyway, it works. Let's open up the schematic and board view of this interface, and we can see exactly where all the tracks will go. So I can now show you the right screen here. Yeah, secrets, all the dirty secrets of the Pro 1 interface. So what we're going to do is we're going to view actually where each pad is going. So the first one is the fourth from the left on the screen, if you can call it that. We're in beeping mode, and that one is connected to this pin here. It should be the fourth pin. 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be the fourth pin there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, then we have a ground connection. That shouldn't be a problem at all. That's perfectly fine. And this one, no. Which one is the last? Oh, it's on the bottom. Okay, no problem. Then we have this is the, which signal is it? SPI clock. Which is pin 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I can count to a potato. It works as well. Then we have this one here, this SPA data out. This is the third pin from the other side, and it goes to one of these here. Yeah, that works as well. And then we have card 1. That's I think a detection signal, I'm not sure. That goes to pin 2 on the interface and the chip. Yeah, that's working as well. So there's nothing wrong with the tracks. What could it mean? It could mean that the SRAM chip is defective. It can't store any information. It could be a cause. I have seen that before. Yeah, well. Steve, I did it manually. This is the one and only board I did manually, because there was no way of doing this automatically. And it took me 3 days to route manually. That's the only way of getting the Pro 1 interface this small, including the edge, throughput edge connector. So anyway, I don't know. What could the problem be with this interface? Could there be a short in the bottom connector maybe? Doesn't seem to be any short there. I don't know. I don't know what happened to this board. So at this moment my guess would be the SRAM chip. Don't see any problems with the CPLD chip that we replaced. I can't imagine anything else at this moment. No idea. I don't know. So I'm looking through my magnifying glass to see if there's anything visibly bad. Right. Don't know. I don't like this. I'm not giving up on this one. But I will for the moment, because I want to continue. So I'm moving away some stuff here, and we're going to get the next one. Let me add a note to this box. CPU swapped. And why is my head not in the monitor? So let me copy my head here. Hello. Alright, note made. That's for later. Oh, by the way, I did in the meantime put a heatsink on the ULA chip of that other board just before starting the stream, so that's done as well. Alright, let's get back to the the work disk, and let's get something else. To be continued. I guess I will continue working on it. But let's get something easier. Another FMC repair. Oh, that's boring. It's the same one, same interface. What do you have here? I have something from Jeroen. Let me see what's in this box. I don't know actually. There's nothing on the box except for the word repairs. It's my bad. And it's another Amazon box. It's good to reuse Amazon boxes, I think. Why not? 2 motherboards. Yeah, I like that. ZX Spectrums. Both issue 3. And caps are replaced, but they're still having some issues. Let me see if we can fix those. Alright, so board 1. The motherboard works well sometimes, but crashes after a while and then won't boot up. Interesting. Could it be the ULA chip? Could be the ULA, maybe. But the problem is that most probably it's not going to show up immediately, the error. So we have to see about if we can reproduce the problem. Right. Why do people use so much tape? Don't use so much tape. Way too much tape. And this is no heatsink. This is just a piece of metal. Ugh. Okay. No problem, no problem. We can fix this. Oh man. Let's see where to start. Okay. Well, first let's check if the capacitors are okay. I think so. Can't see anything wrong at this moment. Some first aid tape on the speaker. But this is a bit worrying because I'm not sure if that will help with pulling down the ULA chip. It's not much visibly wrong with this, so I think we just will do a test to start with. Okay. Let's get to the test corner. Yeah, it sounds like a suicide ULA, indeed. I'm hoping it's not that bad. What's a TO220? Oh, this one here. Oh my god. What the heck? What the heck? Okay. Yeah, that's worrying. So let's replace that TR4 here. I don't like this at all. It's not the correct one. Why did I overlook this? Right, we'll put in the correct one. I hope it still has the same board layout, because who knows what else is done differently here. But I'm not going to work with this transistor here. I don't like it. And I see... okay, it's an issue 3 board, that's normal. So for an issue 3 board you got these non-standard transistors at this side. So that's not a big deal. let's keep them in. What's happened to this track here? What's that? Okay, the track is damaged for some reason. But why not fix the track then? I don't know. I have to check why you use this wire. There's no reason for that. And I'm even not sure if that wire is insulated properly. Also, there's something done to this diode here. It's a this is a 5 volt diode, a minus 5 volt diode. Yeah, but first let's pull out that very odd resistor, transistor BD241. Not using that one. I'm gonna use proper stuff. Oh, I don't like the way those diodes are put in. But if it works, it works. I think these diodes have been replaced as well, these ones here. But this doesn't look that good. And I think the board can use some cleaning as well. Then, that's odd. I think there should be... Oh wait, okay, he did a... I think he did a factory mod for other boards himself, because issue 3 doesn't need these diodes here. Okay, for now let's leave this in. I don't think I've seen an issue 3 with this modification this way. Ugh, there's a lot of dirt here. And I need to clean the board. Let's see. I don't think there's any short here. What the hell happened to that? Okay, he heated up the space around the voltage regulator pins. So there are some holes in here now. Oh, you're not seeing it. Sorry! Why am I not at the work desk? Okay, yeah, sorry Franco. So there's some damage on the board here, I think because of a soldering iron. But it doesn't matter that much. Let's just continue and see if we can get this board working properly. So let's get a 653 property of 4. And I hope nothing else has been changed on this board. I don't think so. However, I do see some strange stuff here. Let me check. No, it's a middle pin. Okay, no problem, no problem. Let's continue. The board is just a bit dirty. We'll clean it up in a second. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to do some cleaning first. Alright. I think the soldering iron he used isn't the best quality because there's a lot of dark places on the board at this moment. Not only because of the flux, but and it's hard to not do any damage to a board when refurbishing it, because when removing any part like capacitor, there's a big chance that you will actually do some damage to the pads, so it's not easy to do it without any damage. Alright, you can see there's some dark places on the board here. It looks like mostly soldering iron damage. Not the biggest deal, but still not really necessary. Oh, we also replaced these capacitors here. Only 4 of them. Why only 4 of them? Why not those as well. That's a good one. So we used 220 nanofarad instead of the 100. And it's no problem because we'll improve the picture quality a bit. Okay, let's clean the top of the board as well. And I think I like to replace that wire there. And yeah, the modification, I don't know if it's necessary, but maybe it can do any harm. I don't think it's factory default. So I think he did it himself because he had some other board that the same. I don't know. The only thing is that he's not using BC 157s, but 1N401s, I think. If I'm seeing it correctly. I'm not sure if that's the best solution for that. Alright. So it's a bit more clean now. Alright. Let's do a quick clean. Bit of wind. In the meantime, I had a kebab and also played a game of Fortnite, and I won the victory royale in solo mode. So I was quite happy. It gave me the motivation to get back to repairs. No, I'm just joking. Okay, let's go on and see if we can fix this odd wire here. We can lift the board on it, but it's not necessary. We'll fix it a decent way. Of course, we need soldering iron for that. And let's remove it first because we actually don't need it. Why is my soldering iron on over 400 degrees? I think that's from last week. I haven't even discovered it before. Okay, so the old wire is removed, and now let's see how it should go. So it's, let me grab something to point with, this wire here, and it probably is damaged maybe here by someone who put in a screw here for some reason. There's no reason for that. Or maybe here, so we have to check. And for that I'm going to scrape off even a bit more, because we're going to solve this the nice way. But we're going to measure and see if it beeps. Has he just replaced the capacitors for the 12 volt? Well, no, he replaced everything, all the capacitors. I just ate 4 big marshmallows. Sounds good, but why are you having a green face now? I don't know. Alright. It's not beeping. Why is it not beeping? Why is it not beeping? Are my cables from my multimeter getting bad? Should I get new ones? Maybe? Works now. Okay, so we have a connection until here. It's here. So why is this a problem? We have a working connection. What's the problem here? There is no problem. Why was there an extra wire on top? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he thought that he damaged the tracks, but I don't see any damage. It was a bit dirty, but it's not damaged. That's odd. So we removed an unnecessary wire. Okay, no problem. Let me check. Okay. Now really there's nothing wrong with the track. Nope. Don't know where you did it. I have no idea. Okay, let's do another test. Oh, let's do the first test, by the way. Zip socket? No, zip sockets. Zip sockets? What do you mean? You mean zip sockets like these ones here? like to use them. I have quite an assortment of different ones, but not enough. I still need more. Okay, let's get to the test corner and see what this board does in real life. Does it boot or does it not? It does boot. Okay, it does seem to work. So I guess we will give the edge connector a little clean, and then we'll pop on a different interface and check the temperature of the ULA chip, which is hard because there's a heatsink on top, and I'm not sure if that thermal glue will actually work that well because I don't have any experience with that myself. It's on my to-do list to check out, but I haven't done it yet. So let's load up something. And this was not good. What did it do? What did it do? Oh, what's going on here? It should work. What is going on with this board? I'm not able to put on the different interface completely. Oh man. Okay. There's a blob on the bottom. I don't like. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I will show you. Just a second. It's even worse. Oh god. How will we solve this? I actually don't know which signal that is, so we have to check. Ziv, yes, Ziv. Ziv. Is it Ziv? Are you running on an iPad? Can't you just watch this live stream on a ZX Spectrum? Don't you have a Spectronet yet? I guess one day there will be a way of live streaming on a machine and seeing that on a ZX Spectrum, watching it on a ZX Spectrum in 8-bit quality. Anyway, well, this is really bad. Dang, there's no way of solving this. So I have to check which signal that actually is. Maybe it's not unimportant. So let me get the differences in edge connector. Yes, here it is. So on screen we have my own made document. I think I made it myself. I'm not sure. Maybe I downloaded it. Doesn't seem my my work. So I'm not gonna give myself credits for that. So from on the bottom, which is this side here, it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th signal from the bottom here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's reset. Okay, it's reset. Yeah, it's only the reset signal. Yeah, it's important, but I'm not sure if we can do anything about it. Terrible, just terrible. Terrible. Never seen this before. Oh. I'm wondering what I could do best. I think it does seem it's just moved, or did he just put no this copper? This is not the original pad here. So I wonder what material actually is now used there, and I wonder what the best could be to replace that. I don't think glue will help that much, and I wonder if it's actually sticking to the board as well. Okay, it is sticking. I think it will still work. I think I will do nothing about this. I think we'll just test it, and I think it will just work. Let me check then. From yesterday then? Yeah, it must be. Mark, what do you mean with you and I writing in Spanish? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm really curious. But I'm checking the order from Dan. It must be in, but you should have gotten an automated email. No reason why not, but let me check. And I have to open my software for that, which is getting a bit slow because of the thousands of invoices which are included in that piece of software, which I'm going to improve, but not now. Someday. I've talked about it with my wife this morning about how to improve the software. Let me check Dan's order status live. Why not? Because we can. The edge connector details had non-English words. Oh, did they? Oh, maybe. I'm not. I have no idea if it was Spanish. I didn't check. Well, the questions. Maybe it was French. Maybe it was Spanish. I don't know. I'm just interested in the signals, you know. Let me check my my invoice sheet for Dan. Very early Friday, first day. Okay. Let me check. I've got it here. It's for RAM chips. Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. RAM chips, issue 2 capacitor kit. I think I picked it already. Let me check. I will check this for you live. Yeah. You're not going to believe it. Everyone knows your last name already. But it's here. It's packed already. So everything is in this box. I will not show your address, but it's completely packed. For Monday. On the huge stack here. On the stack of... Oh! Yeah, I think it's working. Okay. You didn't hear the bump, did you? Because it fell on the ground. Maybe you heard. Maybe it didn't die when it touched the ground. Anyway, let's get back to work. I'm still able to do that now, Dan, but in the future, maybe when I get when the company grows, and we'll see. Sorry for the thumb. I love water. It's the best thing ever. Except for vodka. It looks like water. Anyway, let's get back. It happens. It's not my fault. Not my fault that I dropped something. No, I'm completely joking. We were about to test this board here, which boots up. Oh, that we tested already, but I couldn't get the interface on completely. It works. It still works. Yeah. All right. Oh, error. Oh no, no more errors. It's not stable. There's something wrong. Let's test it again. Nope. No. I didn't clean the bottom from the board yet. This could be anything. Let's give it a quick clean, because I think I stopped. Oh, did I give it a clean? I think I gave it a clean. Yeah, I did. I don't know what this could be. It could be anything, because the board has been worked on so much. This is not completely unstable. One of the things that surprised me is that there is a transistor that's not standard, I think. Let me check with another issue 3 board here. One of the other one that I tested earlier on this today. Yeah, that's a completely different transistor. So the clock transistor here. Oh, it is. I think it's factory default, but I'm not sure if the frequency is passing through correctly. That seems to be the case, but first let's see if the ULA chip is the cause of the problem. So let's get this one off the board, because if it's a suicide ULA, then it probably already died. Let's get another test one with a heatsink on. That's what I like. Okay. Let's see if the system boots up with the machine now. Or not. It does. So I'm afraid the ULA chip is almost dead. Oh, it's still not working. It should boot up software on the card automatically. No, this is not working at all. What the hell is going on here? Could be the reset signal. No, this is not working. It could be the Z80, could be the reset signal. What we can do is measure if the... we can check the die. Yeah, of course, Steve. What do you want? Do you want to sell more die cards? Of course you do. Where's my die card? Sorry. Right. But I don't think that it will show up anything. Because I still have the feeling it's a Z80 or the reset signal, and don't think it's going to show up in the die software. But let's see. We'll just grab another Z80. Just ordered more today. Okay. Oh, look at that. Well, what could it be? Could it be that very bad reset connection? We can measure that in a moment. We'll put it upside down, but first let's see if the Z80 is working properly or not. And I actually don't know how the connections to the Z80, if they're done well. So there's a 40-pin machine drilled socket in here. Oh. Okay, that's odd. I don't know. What's wrong here? 1, 22, 1, that's good. I'm checking the values of the capacitors. I don't see anything wrong there. Oh, come on, what the hell? What is this board doing? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if we can measure the reset signal, if it's actually connected properly or not. I think it is, but I think it should be. It will be. Yeah, we can do some testing on the ULA, but it doesn't do that much test, you know. Not everything is tested. That's what I mean. Okay, let's see on the work desk. Let me get the other camera here. Yep. So we I'm wondering if the connection between this and this pin that's not a problem. So, what could it be? And my worry is that the quality of the soldering for the capacitors is not that good, and I even don't know if the factory modification with the diodes and so is anything to go by. I don't know. So. Just a bit poorly done, but the question is if that could be a cause of the problem, of course. I think I have to redo the soldering connections. These don't look good. Oh wow, this one is especially bad. I can see the inside of the pad. That doesn't look good. So let's do that. Maybe that will solve it all. And I don't like these kinds of problems, you know. You don't know where it will start and where it will end. Once we're done, I will use a proper heatsink on that ULA chip and remove the socket, if the ULA chip is still working correctly, of course. That might not be the problem here, so that could be a good thing. We'll see about that. At first, the soldering is done quite poorly. I'm not hoping I'm insulting the guy, because that's not my purpose. It's not my goal. I just want to make it right. Okay. So I think he has been using quite a low energy soldering iron, that looks like it. And then you get all these kinds of issues with soldering connections. Very obvious ones. This will improve the situation, I think, much. And the problem is, I don't know if it's worth spending much more time on this, because it's really hard to figure out if the problem is still caused by something on the board itself or caused by the poor quality soldering and refurbishment job. I don't know. I can't tell. And I want to discourage people to actually work on the spectrums, because it's much fun. And if you can grab a spectrum for something like £20 or something, just do it and work on it. You learn a lot. But at least get a soldering iron from something like 75 watts or so. Preferably some IPA, so you can see the results a bit better after cleaning flux remainders. Alright, this looks a lot better. We can also measure the signal in a bit and see if there's anything wrong there, because it looks a bit like clock signal problems, but it shouldn't reset automatically. If it would be clock signal issues to the edge connector, then the spectrum would work just fine. It will just not detect the SD card. No, that's not true, by the way. That was true for the older versions of the FMC, so I wonder. I still don't know. We just have to continue investigation for a while. Okay. I think we got about all soldering joints. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, I think this should be it. Yeah, this is a 5 watt tracker power. Steve, good question. Yeah, there's something wrong with the board, but we'll find out what it is, I hope. Okay, let's get back to the test corner. Oh, it's still doing all kinds of odd things here. It's completely unstable. I don't know what it is. It is a animal CPU. I tested this one. I'll put back the NEC one, and I wonder if the soldering for the Z80 is done correctly. Oh, I see some solder remainders for myself. It's because the board is a bit dirty, so it sticks on the board. That could have been causing the resetting just a second ago. I wonder where it came from, by the way. I haven't seen it. Does it boot up now correctly? Yeah, okay. That problem is gone. That was my fault. So it's from the tin sucker. You call it tin sucker, by the way, in the UK. I call it tin sucker. So this seems stable. Let me just type something in and see if that works well. It looks perfectly fine. So next thing is to put on the FMC interface again. We can also get the... no, it's not detecting the card now. could be it wasn't completely in. That could be another thing. Oh, it's now booting up completely. Did you see that? So, maybe we've solved it. Seems like it. What do you think, guys? Solder suckers. Solder pump, yeah, I know, solder pump is cool. This looks like a lot better. So, could it just have been the soldering joints? What do you think, guys? Tell me. I know there's no audio, but that's because it's a 128K demo. It runs in 48K, but if I put out a ZXAY, it will give you the 128K sounds. Let me just do that because we can. Because we have another ZXAY with a zip socket again. Loads more. I told you guys. But I should buy more because I don't have any type. I just got a couple different ones, but more than one. Where is my audio cable gone? Where is it? Oh, here it is. It looks perfectly stable. Whoa. Okay, that was odd. What's going on here? It could be the ZXAY, I'm not sure. Let me check. Let's test it again. Yeah, maybe this, Steve. I think you're right. But maybe not. What is this? Oh, God. Okay, let's do some more testing with the ZXAY. This works just fine, so I don't think. Oh, I think the problem is gone, but we are encountering something new. Maybe the user signal is not passing through correctly. I don't know. Maybe the edge connector of the ZXAY is dirty. I can clean it, of course. It should work just fine with these kinds of add-ons. But I think we solved the problem already. And I don't think he did a bad job then, except for checking his own work. That's the only thing I would encourage him to do. And I've not swapped anything except for the ULA chip, so we will put back in his one in a second. But first, let's see if we can get these ZXAY running as well. It should work. Because this is running just fine. Let's see. Oh, now we don't have the audio. Let me just put an audio there. There's no problem. Just repairing the setup a couple of times. I don't know where that comes from. Still don't know if the machine is completely working. So we'll get the die card out. We'll get back in his ULA chip. I see some other problems right away. Let's only put on the FMC card, and I'm not going to boot it up because I have the feeling that the picture quality is not good. It is better now. Yeah, it's a lot better. So when I plug in the ZXAY, for some reason the picture quality is worse. I could see some distortion in the picture, and that's gone now. Let's do it without the FMC interface. It's no problem still. Maybe it's visible when... Oh, that could be. Maybe it's visible when the clock signal is loaded. Yeah, that could be. Not yet. So I have a feeling that the transistor going to the external clock is still messing this up. So I think I will replace that, and I will show you what I'm going to do. Just a second. Yes, I will do that, Franco. We'll check the clock. The oscilloscope is on the other side of the room, so I won't use that. But what we can do is the following. Just a second, I will first grab a document here, which is the schematic of a 40K issue 3. And we can see what the clock does. Here it is. Okay, interesting. Let me share the screen. So what you can see here is the clock signal from the ULA chip. It's generated by ULA divider circuit internally. So here let me check, where's this? Crystal, where's that crystal? Here it is. So this is the 14 megahertz crystal, this is the input of that, and it will output a 3.5 megahertz CPU clock, and that one goes directly to the edge connector, and using TF3 it generates, I think it inverts, and it goes to the ZAD CPU. It's a kind of a buffer, an inverter, I think. If I'm not mistaken. But what would happen if that transistor is not working correctly? Could it be the cause of the instability? That could be, and that one of the reasons I'm saying that is that it's not a standard transistor here. It should be ZX313, and in this case it's another one. So I'm going to replace it with a ZX313, which I don't have new, but I've tested once here. Let's get to the work desk. And let's replace that transistor. So the one that Sinclair uses in the other board issues. So this is a factory transistor. So this is TR5. Where's TR3? Yeah, here it is. And in this case, on this issue 3 board, it's in MPS 23069. And I don't trust that transistor completely. So I want to replace that. So let me write a document with the things we've done so far. So we have swapped TR4. We have, that's the only thing I think. Yeah, so far. Now we're going to do TR3. So this is a bit of intuition. If I see some odd things like this, sometimes I suspect the clock circuit, and although the 3.5 megahertz is generated by the no, I'm saying it wrong. The signal going to the Z80 is coming from this transistor. To the edge connector is coming directly from the ULA chip. Alright. Okay. Because for some reason the AI chip gets completely messed up after a couple of seconds, so I wonder what the cause could be of that. It could be another signal going to the edge connector that's bad. I don't know. Let's give it another clean before testing it. Hey, Evgeny, well, I saw your message on Facebook. It should work, but someone else from Ukraine also complained about he couldn't reach the site. And I told him that I would contact my hosting provider to see if there's any geo-block on that platform. Because there seems to be one, which I don't like, of course, and I want to know the reason for that. And if there can be made any exception or something like that, I don't know. There's no intentional block from me, for myself, so I don't know what it is. Yeah, I wonder what it is. I really don't know. I've heard it before, a couple of years ago, but I thought it was sorted out back then. Maybe it returned, I don't know. Alright. Let's get to the test corner again and see if this does make any difference. I'm not completely certain. I'm not blocking anyone, not on purpose, not as far as I know. Let me see, let me grab the audio cable. I actually do get orders from Russia, so that's not a problem. I haven't gotten much orders from Ukraine, by the way. The demo is still running, but I'm not sure if it could be the interface. I don't think so, because I use it a lot for testing, so I wonder. Let me grab it on the chip. Yeah, that's my best guess as well, Steve. That's geo-block against DDoS attacks. Right, so was it the chip then? I might have to do more testing for this one. But now it seems to work. So it's Murphy's Law. More things have been bad, it seems. Okay, let's grab another demo, and I've got old demos from the last 20 years, but let's just load up something. Let's get in. Oh, of course. And it doesn't work because I can only load a 48K demo here. We can do a haiku. Alright, I think everything seems to be working now. We are live, we're only working 128K models, I think. Yeah. The problem is never a problem. That's what I say. It's my line, my motto. A problem is only a problem when you have two problems at once. I love 48K Spectrum with AY sound, don't you think? Okay, this machine seems to be working, so let's put in his delay chip and see if it's still working. I've tried this solution as well with just a piece of metal. It's a piece of aluminium from his original heatsink from the ZX Spectrum. Let's see if it's still working, and I will put on a heatsink for him then. I think the machine is completely working, so that's a good thing. We have another demo with 128K sounds. I don't think so. I think these all... Oh, New Wave, of course. New Wave. The one we were running just a minute ago. We can run the complete one. Alright. Hey, Lewis. I'm doing fine at this moment. But maybe Mark is not doing fine because he couldn't get any booze after 8 o'clock. Hey, Jinri then. Same issue in one of my ZX. Which issue do you have? Yeah, GG. Tell me. I'm curious. Alright, this seems to be working just perfectly. So the last thing I will do for him is solder his ULA chip to the board and put on the proper heatsink. I need water. Sorry. So the clock signal seems to have been just fine, but the white chip might have been a problem. I don't know exactly. So we'll put a heatsink on ULA later, because that's boring. Yeah, that was just one of his boards. He got more than one. Where's the box? There's the box. Let's grab the other one. Alright. SID chip. The interface I've seen for a Sinclair machine with the SID chip was the ultrasound. No, what's it called? The one for the Sam Coupe. I forgot the name. Which does support what is it called? That huge box with the 3D sound and so. That supports the SID chip, I think. Oh no, I'm mistaken. Sorry. I think Colin Fidget developed a interface specifically for the SID chip connected to the Sam Coupe, and I think he wrote some software for it as well. Maybe someone else, I don't know. But I've never seen one on the ZX Spectrum, as far as I know. I've seen plenty enough interfaces with loads of cool sound chips for the ZX Spectrum, but not the SID chip, as far as I know. But Quasar, yeah, Quasar, but the interface was specifically for the chip, I think, that he developed. Alright, let's make some space on the work disk and see what this board does. Let me check what he's talking about. Okay. The other board that we just worked on had a power circuit modification in 1988. So that's cool. Has been used until 1992 after the modification, which is cool to know. Edge connector has a repaired contact. Yeah, we've seen that. This is no problem. That does seem to work. So, okay. The other board. Composite video mod, capacitors, voltage regulator. When soldering one of the capacitors, a track has been damaged, which I fixed. It's the 4.7 microfarad capacitor track, minus side. I think he's done well. I don't think there's anything wrong with what he's telling here. And he doesn't say anything else about this board. It has a non-standard voltage regulator. That's not the biggest issue. Okay, he doesn't want to have the ULA chip soldered. Okay, that's a pity. Okay. Alright, so I will remove that note. Remove. I can imagine some people don't want the ULA chip soldered, but anyway. SID play works, yeah, I've tested it myself. But what's start? Okay, it starts, but it hangs before copyright message shows up. Okay, that's interesting. So this one is not completely stable as well. Okay, let's do a quick test, and I bet we can do the same improvement on the soldering joints as with this board. So let's see what happens. Okay, this is obviously a data line problem. Must be a short somewhere. Yeah, more of an address line short, it seems. It could be the UA chip. Let's see what it says. I can read that. That was cool. Okay, that's what we have the die card for, to see strange things like this. Stranger things. So, what could it be? Let's first check if we can see any short. Missing out on some chats, I think. Goodbye, Steve. See you later. Alright. Yeah, this one's these boards could be made in Portugal. That's true. Let's get to the work desk. Alright. Okay, so first I'm going to do a close checkup. Let's start with the damage on. Yeah, I can see what he means, but it's no problem. So he fixed a damaged track, and I don't think there's a problem there. Although, should that be connected? And is it connected, or is it just... No, it's just dirty. Okay, nothing wrong there. Let's see if we can find any short. It could be the ZD CPU, by the way. Yeah, I can see short. Yep. Okay. It's hard to see, but there's a short between that pin of the capacitor and that line here. That's one. That one is gone, I think. Okay, next one. Let's see if we can find any more. The soldering seems to be a bit better on this board, by the way. There's another piece of dust, could be metal, at the 100 microfarad capacitors, which is gone as well now. So that could have been a cause. Sorry for the bump. This is a kind of badly soldered joint, and another one there, so I have to redo those. Another one here, so we'll fix those as well. Let's start with that. Oh, this was a piece of solder that shouldn't be in there. Okay, let's start with this one. That's one. There's a big chance it's booting up already, but we'll see. Oh, I'm making shorts myself here. Okay. This one is really terrible. Okay, it's better. This is better. That's better. It's not too bad. This one could be a bit better. There's a track on top of the board, which should have a good connection. Okay, I think it's good to do a test in between now. ZX issue 2, I see only black and white, okay. Change LM1889 and cannot see chromium setting in the... So UDA's a good candidate. Yeah, maybe, but color could also be a frequency issue with the oscillator circuit at the modulator side. So it's good to check that as well. So use the schematic, because it should get exactly the correct frequency for that. Let's get to the test corner and see if this board boots up. Nope. So there's still a problem, and I wonder, it seems to be data line 1, but I'm not entirely sure. My best guess is that there's simply some solder somewhere, where it should not be. I think that because I've seen a couple already, so that's... The question is if there's some more solder on the board here where it shouldn't be. Taking a close look again, as you can see. Nothing found yet. So I'm using the environment light here to shine through the board a bit. See if there's any piece of solder where it should not be, but I cannot find anything here. It's out of place. Nope. Not yet, nothing yet. So I suspect the ZE CPU, maybe ULA chip, we haven't checked that of course. It's an easy one to test. I'm just checking the last signals here, but I don't see anything wrong. Nothing. No. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to check if the ULA chip works in another board. You should never test a good ULA chip in a known in a board that you're not sure of if it works correctly. So always test it the other way around to make sure you're not damaging any more very precious and rare chips. So I'm grabbing one of my boards here and see if it works. Nope. I'm very sorry for him, but this ULA chip is not working. That's a pity. That's a pity. Yeah, the ULA chip is dead. I'm sorry for him. And I don't have any replacement ULA chips. Might have one Nebula module. Maybe I have to check. Let me put that here. Okay, so I'm pretty certain that using a, for example, Nebula will solve it. So this is one of the quite nice replacement boards, one of the cheapest I think. Oh, the only downside is that this one uses a pin header, which has a way too big, it's a pity, way too big, thick pins. And the problem is my 40 pin stock ran out, so I have to grab one from a, what I can get for the time being. It will arrive in on Tuesday, I think. So to not damage the socket on the board, I put in a extra IC socket. Then we can put in the Nebula with a little force, only a little, and this will just boot up the machine. This should boot up the machine just fine if we put in video, of course. And now the machine works. So what he needs is another ULA chip, because this one is dead. And I wanted to write on it with a ink pen, but I won't because I don't think he likes it. So what we'll do is we'll grab a piece of paper and we'll write on it that the chip is dead. That's what happens with the ULA chips. And in another stream a couple of weeks ago, I don't know when the last was, I already showed it how many dead ULA chips I have. There's nothing you can do about this one. It's just dead. Alright. He is allowed to take this nebula from me because I'm not using it anyway. But I have to check what the price should be for that. I don't know. It's not the most expensive one. But I'm not going to sell him an original ULA because I don't have a spare one because I'm running low on them already. Let me put a note on this one here. So, ULA chip was the only thing I think. Sevens? What's a 7, Peter? Oh, chip. Okay, ULA chips. How do you get sevens? Where do you get them? You mean nebulas or so? I don't know. What kind of chips did you obtain? I'm curious. Did you actually get new ones? New 7 old stock ones? Okay, so that board is done all as well. Well, to throw it in the trash bin. I will never throw away a ULA chip. It's not my chip. I can throw away something from someone else. He may decide himself what to do with it. But I will never throw away a ULA chip because of it's a precious and rare chip, and people like to keep them even when they're dead. It's not a problem. I understand it completely. So I won't throw them away. What else do we have here? We have more repairs. In this box maybe? Let me check. Mr. John. Let me check what Mr. John has for me here. Okay, nice. 10 new stock ones. I bet, Peter, that they're as expensive as a replica ULA, aren't they? Or maybe even more expensive for the people who like new stock ones. They must run out someday. Another board. That's what you get, Peter. Oh, Peter, by the way, your order was also shipped today. I told you, of course. Okay, let me check. Thank you for the offer to help to see if the board is repairable. I think this was, this is a Harlequin board. And he couldn't get it to work in, so he assembled this board. And it's still not working, so let's see if we can help him out with that. Nice. Well, this guy Maki, this guy also has a Harlequin board done by himself, but he wasn't able to get it working. So I'm curious if we can find a cause. It's a 40K board. The one chip is missing. The socket is damaged. I'm not sure why he didn't replace it. I don't know. Maybe he tried. He tried to clean the board, I can see it, because there's some IPA remainders, flux IPA remainders left. It doesn't look that bad. Soldering looks quite good. I've seen terribly a lot worse than this. So let's repair the socket first. That looks actually quite nice. Isn't not bad at all. The only thing is, if I can see the insides of pads, like here, then there's a possibility that some of the capacitors are not soldered in perfectly, which is important, because most of the problems with these boards are caused by non-perfectly soldered capacitors. So let's check this first, and it's U12, and I wonder what chip that should be. So let me grab the document here. Revision G, documentation, and U12. That should be a, let me check, 32, HC 32, HC 32, yep. That was empty. I got a couple here. Alright. And of course a 14-pin socket. I know we're running low on 14-pin sockets, but still got a few here. I think I ordered 1,000 of these sockets, so they should be in a couple of days. I wonder why he didn't get this out himself. Maybe he didn't have a solder pump, I don't know. Not sure. And I do actually see something that's not... Oh, I don't think it's a problem. Let me check. Looks like a short, but... that could be a short. We'll get it out as well. Uh-oh. I think fat has gone on one of the pins, and it's not my fault. I think he tried to get the socket out himself, and seems to, yeah, that's not that good. We'll check it out in a minute. Okay, let's see. It's not enough. There are a couple of pins still holding on. That's better. Maybe it's the type of solder he used, because it's really hard to remove this one. I think we got a bit of damage, which isn't the worst, because we have the schematic, so we can fix all tracks we want. It won't come out yet. Let's use some solder wick. See if all the legs move. This one's still stuck, so that's one problem. I've never had an issue like this on Harlequin boards. Okay, let's see if there's any movement now. That's better. Only the top left is still stuck, so we're going to do it this way. Yep. Almost. Okay, it was hard. Didn't like that at all. And there is some damage to the board. And these are not the worst quality boards, so I wonder what happened here. A lot of tracks are gone. Man, I've not done this. Maybe replace it already, I don't know. Don't be afraid, Mikey. It's not too bad. Just make sure you're using proper solder. Best is just to use leaded solder. Businesses are not allowed to use it, but other people are. And I say businesses, I mean businesses who produce new stuff. We sold hundreds of these boards already, so, and only a couple of people at least told me that they're having trouble. Of course, doesn't mean everyone got theirs working. But I've helped out a couple of more people in the past. The same way. I like to do that because I like to get them the experience that they were thinking of. I think this is a lead pre-solder that he used. Anyway, we got one damage track at the bottom, and now the question is if we're able to solve that by resoldering in a new one, because we cannot reach the top tracks when a IC socket is in really hard. So what I'm going to do is take a picture of the top and see what actually is damaged. There is at least one pad missing on the bottom, on top, and the insides are still there, so the inside is still metallized, and it's the only one, so that's a good thing. Maybe it's good enough to still work, so we can test it, of course, by measuring. Let's see. Is this pad still connected to the bottom? Yeah, but the bottom pad is also gone, so there's no way of soldering, making sure there's a proper soldering joint there. So what I'm going to do is actually make a photo, as I said, so we can check all the tracks afterwards. It's still not clean enough, so I have to give it another clean. Alright. I don't know what happened here. I think someone put a screwdriver in the hard way to get out the I have to find a proper angle to make the photo. It's hard because of the lighting here. Yeah, got it now. So I can use it for reference to check if all the connections are here. So you can see I made a quality photo of the socket. And maybe now it's better to see the pad is gone here. This pad here is completely gone. And there's some damage in the other pads as well. So I think he has tried to remove the socket in the hard way. And I have to check if there's another disconnection as well, so we'll do that now, before continuing. Okay, that's perfect. So maybe... Okay, what I do... with original boards, I will do with this Harlequin board as well, is I will use a very thin wire that I will put over that damaged pad here, that goes into the pad itself, and that will solve that will make sure we have a proper connection. That's what I meant to say. Alright, so first let's get a very tiny wire. This one here. It's even hard to see as that's how tiny it is. So let's do that. And I will have to make sure that it's soldered on the top properly before soldering in the socket in a second. Alright. Okay. Alright. So. When we put in the new socket, the solder is going to reflow. When we solder in, that's no problem. As long as it fits. It doesn't want to fit. That's because there's not too much space. What am I hearing? Alright. Let's see if we can make a bit more space, which is quite hard, but we have to. Alright, this is good enough, I think. We're going to get in now. Almost not. It's not a big deal because we can just push it in. When we heat it up on the bottom. Yeah, that's how it should work. Still sticking out a bit, so oh, maybe it's enough. I think it's enough. Now it's completely in. That's what we want, I think. Where is it stuck? Oh, no, it's not stuck, it's just moving. Alright, let's solder in the socket again, a new one. And then we have to check if the connections are actually working on top. And as you can see, there are some missing on the bottom as well, so we will check that again in a minute. I think I've assembled what should be 50 Harlequin boards myself. I'm not exaggerating, and I really have done a lot of them because I also sell the completed ones, the assembled ones. Okay, so we got one pad that's not connected on the bottom to start with. So let's see if we can add this here. Oh, of course we have to scrape away part of the solder mask. Alright. Let's tin this first. Yep. Okay, and now let's add the new wire. So for this I'm using wire from ID cables from the past, which are perfect for this. And I got lots of those cables. And you only need a very tiny amount of wire to repair tricks like this. You can buy this copper wire quite easily if you need it. Right, let's check because there's one pin not connected to anything, which could be okay, which is pin 2, which is this pin here. And I think this one is going somewhere, so I should have fixed it first, and that's a pity, I didn't do that. Okay, should have checked it. So this pin is now not connected to the pad because there's no solder remaining. I could try, well, maybe it's the best to put in a tiny piece of wire first. So I'm sure that the there's actually some solder inside the pad there. And then we can measure it, maybe. Of course I can take the schematic. And I think we fixed all tracks, but we're going to check that, of course. Okay, let's first check pin 3. That seems to be a good connection. It's hard to tell because I'm not able to actually measure the track itself. So I think I'm going to scrape away just a bit to make sure that's working okay. Okay. Just a bit more. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so that one is working. And now we need to check if that pin 2 is also connected, but it goes underneath the resistor there, so there's no way of measuring there. So I have to use the schematic for that. So where should pin 2 go? And we can also check the... Oh no, I think everything is connected then. Let me get the schematic on screen. Not this one, the schematic for 148K. Schematic. Alright, so U12. Alright, here's U12 and OR gates, and we need to check pin 2, which is this one here, which goes to pin 8 of the U10. Pin 8 of U10, okay? U10 is this one here, pin 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's okay. Pin 2 is connected as well. Should we check anything else? I don't think so. I think we had all the other connections working, and if it still not works the board, then we can check that. But I think it's time to put it on the test corner and see what it does. Right. Let's see. Will do anything. Wow. Don't know what happened there. That's cool. It does exactly the same. It clears something on screen, but I think the relay circuit's not working. No. I think we will get sound. I think it's working. No sound. That's a pity. It's doing something. You can clearly see that. There's more not working. Curious. What could it be? Let's first see if the memory chip is okay. I will just swap this one out with the other one here to see what it does. Does it make any change or not? If the chip is not working correctly, then it should make a difference. No, it does actually. No, it does do something. That's odd. It's not the same. So, well, what could it be? Could be loads of things. Let's see if we got a proper 5-volt here. .9. It's a bit on the low side, but okay. What I was thinking of is checking the clock, but I don't think that will be a problem. It's doing more than it did a second ago. It's not outputting any picture data, only some attribute data, which is interesting. The feeling I get is that some chips are not in the wrong positions. So what we can do is just check if the chips are in the correct position. We put in a new. Oh, this is an LS. That won't work. Did I really put in an LS chip? Should be an HC. And because the whole board is that's odd. I got it from this box, did I? Huh? These are all LS chips. What are they doing in this box? Uh-oh. Yep, these are all LS. I don't know what they're doing here, but they're not in the correct box. So that's not good. And we should get a HC chip. Let's see, that could mean that some of the mats here have wrong chips on them. I'm not sure if it will work. Maybe it will. What do we have here? These have a HC, but we have to check the whole everything now. Anyway, there could still be a problem with that part of the circuit. What does that part do? Loads of things. Yeah. It could still be a problem with the part of the board we just tried to fix. So I think we have to do some more measuring before continuing. So we'll just measure all the pins of this chip. Alright. Last thing for today. I got the circuit still on my desktop. Let me grab the stream to be able to see what is going on here. Right. Okay. So I'm measuring on from the schematic here, and I'm going to test all the pins. So to start with, pin 1 from U12 comes from U11, pin 6, that's correct. Then pin 2 comes from pin 8 from U10, we just measured that. Okay, then pin 3 goes to pin 4 of the same chip. Okay, then pin 5 goes to pin 5 on U10. Pin 6 goes to U13, pin 9. Pin 9 is this one here, and pin 6 here, okay. And also, we have to check that as well to U29. U29, where's that one? And it's U29 pin 12. Yeah, that's good connection as well. Then pin 7 is ground, obviously, which is this pin here. That's odd. Okay, I think it's okay. Okay. 5 volts. Ground. Okay, pin 8. Pin 8 from U12 goes to pin 11 of U10. Pin, and also, by the way, to U12 pin 8 to, oh, it goes completely up here to the clock of the Z80 CPU. Okay, that's an important one. So U12 pin 8 goes to pin 6. That doesn't seem to work. Oh, this is pin 8. Pin 9, let me check. Pin 9 of U12. Pin 9, let me check. Yeah, goes to pin 8 of U13. U13. Pin, what did I say? Pin 8, this one here. Yep. Pin 9, that was, then pin 10. This pin here goes to, HC0. Goes to U14 pin 13. U14 pin 13. The 16 is 13, yeah. Alright, then pin 11 goes to U11 pin 4, and pin 12 is, if I'm reading it correctly, pin 10 on U13. Yep, pin 13 is going to A15, that's an important one of course. And where can we measure A14? Checking. A15, I mean. A15, so A15 is connected to pin 5 of the Z80. That's perfectly fine, so there's no problem there. Yeah, what else could it be? Let me check then if the chips are in the correct positions, all of them. I'm not going to do it by this document, so let me grab another one. Alright. Okay. Yeah, so we got a full list of chips here right in front of me, so I can share that screen again. Alright. Okay, let's start with U31, which is the 253. Yep. U33 is 547. 45 is 574. In the meantime, I'm checking some other parts as well, I think. Yeah, must be okay. Okay, 38 is 4040. Yep, for chip 40 is 245. U6 is 541. U39 is 4040. U36 is 574. 6, yep, U34 is 166, correct. 32 is 253, yes. Then we have U42, which is a 257, with 41, which is also 257. Then we have 33 is 245, and 34 as well. Then we have U7, which is the 174. Yes. No problems found yet. Okay, we can pull out the ROM chip to see if it makes any difference. Maybe there's a problem there, but I don't think so. U4 is a 138. U11 is a 08. U9 is 74. Then we get 32 at U5, we get U16, 161, U15, 161, U17 is 138, U24 is 08. Is this correct? Yes. U23 is... which part is that? 00, okay. Yes. U45, 74, U27 is correct. U37 is 4040, U29 is 08, U30 is HC86. Yep. U28 is 32. Yes. U26 is 08. So don't seem to be any problem with the chips. 18 is 138. U19 is 74. U22 is 32. U21 is 32. U20 is 00. U14 is 161. U10, 74. And the last one, U13, is 04. Right. Haven't been able to find any problem yet. What we can do is well, a couple of things we can do. We can resolder the soldering connections at the capacitors. That's one thing we can do. We can, what else was I thinking about? We can swap the Z80 CPU, but I don't think that's a reason for problems. The issue is that I don't hear any audio data as well, so I'm wondering if we can find a common cause. So there's a problem in the video output and there's a problem in the audio. Pin 11 from the Z80 CPU is... What's pin 11? Pin 11? Oh, it's a voltage pin, of course. I have to check. The 5 volts, as it says in the documents. Pin 11 should be 5 volts, or around 5 volts. Yeah. So, the audio output on the connector, mic output, is driven by Q5. Oh, this is speaker, of course. That's not true, what I'm saying here. Mic output. So the D9 sits in between there. That's going to the speaker. That's no problem. Okay, so I'm looking for the chip. U7 is actually for this chip here. Oh, this one here. This controls speaker output, border output, but not much more than that. So it controls some things, but not picture output, and we don't have any picture output. So there seems to be a bigger problem than that. So maybe it's something with addressing. Maybe data lines are pulled higher low, something like that. We can see that with the die card, so that's one thing we're going to do. And there is most probably a bigger issue than only that there's no sound. You can see that the die card is actually booting up, and I wonder if what happens when we do what I'm going to do now. Let's see. This will be interesting. 2.6 volts is not good now, right? It should be 5 volts. Alright. There is a short on 5 volt there, Ronnie, I think, or your 5 volt regulator is not working properly. Okay, what we're going to do is first the simple things. Let's see what happens when we pull out the ROM chip. nothing. Let's see what happens when we swap the Z80 CPU. Just to make sure that it's working. Where is my box of Z80 CPUs? Here it is. And these are NMOS CPUs, but these will work just fine in a Harlequin board. No difference at all. And I'm looking at the LEDs for the data lines on my die card, and there's nothing wrong with those. Okay, so nothing yet here. So there could of course be can of course be a defective chip. There's a possibility always. But what was I thinking? I was thinking of if there's something with addressing parts on the board itself. Will we get sound when we put in a ZXAY, because it also has beeper output with its own circuit. So look, that's interesting. I have no idea what those sounds mean. That's the first time I've ever heard them. So that's new for me. Let me check if the keyboard transistors are the correct way around. Do I have a board here? No, I don't. Okay. It's a pity, but I can check it on the manual. Let me check. So that should be aimed to the right. That's correct. Anyway, but what we get now is audio output through ZXAY, and we don't get it through the board itself. So there's something wrong with the circuit that creates picture, attribute and sound output. And it's actually quite interesting to have the opportunity to test sound output through ZXAY. So that works, which means there's something completely wrong with addressing several parts. Yeah, could be anywhere. But the board is working, so that's the most important thing. We can hear and see, and then on the ZXI card, that the board is working. So I think what I will do next, not now, but tomorrow, what I will do is check if the chips are okay by just swapping them, and check for soldering connections. I will give it one other quick look. Maybe one of the pins has been forgotten or so. We'll do it tomorrow. So, for now I'm going to quit it, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm not sure how late. Thank you again for watching. I had a good time, and I will speak to you tomorrow then. I'm sorry for the chat to end like this. But continue working on your own ZX Spectrums, and come back tomorrow and we'll chat again, or otherwise maybe on Facebook, with people who are on Facebook. So, thank you for watching, bye!